3.
Welcome back! Yay! Chapter 9, the day the witch revived.
Ugh.
Oh, look, they're all lit up in gold. It's really more about yellow than a gold.
I feel sorry for anyone who joined the start of the episode and is very confused why I said 3.
Well, you know what? Go watch the previous episode,
Go
you
watch
dummy.
the previous episode.
Don't just jump in at the very end of this. Jesus Christ.
Let's go.
Quadrillion. There's only one place you'll find that word on Rakenjuma.
That's right. There is only one place.
Do you want to just tell us where it is, or you gonna wait?
Listen. Let's just go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Gold?
The document's in the description again if you've lost it.
Yep. Gold butterflies flitted from shadow to shadow, dodging raindrops. Oh my god, here it is, Beatrice the Elder. Unless my memory is mistaken, this is probably the place. It was the chapel, that mysterious building, one of the oldest in Rakenjuma, which had been built at the same time as the mansion. It was called the chapel, but not once did Kinzo use it for worship, and the members of the family had never been allowed inside. There were strict orders that none approach it without reason, and its purpose had always been a mystery. However, all of these mysteries got boring after several decades. At some point, everyone forgot the chapel even existed. Blah, blah, blah. And that splendid building passed from the thoughts of Rakenjuma's residents.
Is this why it didn't appear in episode 1?
Of course, this had been true for Beato. This had been true for Beato as well. Beato, who hated boredom, had no desire to approach places that humans never went. Her last memory was of the time she went in there to taunt Shannon as she tried to clean. There can be no doubt. This is it. Quadrillion. Beato looked up. Above the door of the chapel, there was a relief displayed over an arch.
Yeah, there is.
English words were written there.
MBTQ boys!
You will be blessed only at a probability of quadrillion to 1. So, you thought that was the probability of someone solving this riddle. This chapel was built long ago. If there's a device like the one I imagine, Kinzo must have prepared that Epitaph riddle many decades ago. He must have been planning to use it as a ceremony for choosing a fitting successor all the time. However, that ceremony is now a ceremony to open the door to the Golden Land, to my resurrection. So yeah, like, the chapel is still here, I guess, no matter what, but its purpose is slightly different? Question mark?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's more like the bunker was there and Kinzo still probably had the gold below the island. It's maybe not so much that the riddle always existed.
Yeah, like
it's
the
more like,
word quadrillion was there and all this, but like...
Well, like if the mechanism
created the riddle later.
If the mechanism existed long before this, it was more like maybe it was Kinzo's way to, you know, remember his password. You know, like having an algorithm to remember the way in.
Yeah, totally. I totally get that. When I snapped my fingers, the ground bulged and several snake-like dead trees sprouted up. They twisted around each other to form a ladder, which leaned itself against the door. If my guess is right, there's some sort of device in that relief. I slowly climbed the ladder. Because of the size of the door, the relief was very high up. This close up, it looks much bigger than it did from the ground. Come to think of it, whenever we cleaned the chapel, this relief was the only thing that Genji always made sure he polished himself. I always wondered why he didn't leave something so trivial to the younger servants. I thought it strange, but nothing more.
Occupational health and safety, don't get the youngins on ladders, come on!
Don't worry about it, she was like 6 years old, it's fine.
Exactly.
Or 9. I thought it strange, but nothing more. The master treasured this relief, so the head servant cared for it himself. I always accepted their excuse. But now I understand. There must be something in this relief, and Genji polished it himself to make sure that no one else accidentally found out. Quadrillion. So, am I to sacrifice the 6 letters chosen by the key from Quadrillion? The tips of my fingers touched the cube. My fingertips were soon covered in dust. However, I quickly realized that there was something strange about it. Don't tell me this letter. No. It had to be like this. There would be no other way to offer up sacrifices. Beato grabbed the letter Q, and after lightly playing around with it in various ways, she pulled it out with a slight chunk. Clunk even.
50-50 chance, and I didn't actually pick, but...
That's right.
Nailed it.
You considered it.
Nailed it.
What is that fucking noise? Get out of here.
That is satisfaction.
Just as I thought. Here's the Q I pulled out. And this part's a wedge. No. It's a key.
Oh, okay. So that's how they're pinned in.
A key was attached to the back of the cube, and had been stuck into a keyhole in the relief. I see. In that case, I know what to do next. Very good. This Q key is a wrong answer. Enough with you! Pirito carelessly tossed the Q key aside. This was the first sacrifice. She kept on pulling out the keys for the 6 letters representing the key. So A will also be sacrificed. and both eyes, and then the N at the end. Now, we only sacrifice one L, but unfortunately there are two L's here. There are two L's. I didn't know which I should sacrifice. I tried pulling both out, but the keys were of different shapes. So one is a right answer and one is a wrong answer. Well, there are only two. If I make a mistake, I can just try the other one. Unless messing up sets off a trap that blows up the island, of course. There are many people with this theory. In fact, I think you had this theory too. At one point.
I suggested it, but this was back when it was a joke.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, Shannon walks up to the thing, twists the thing, and then explodes the island. Like, that's it. Or she just hits a big red button, and that's it. Thinking it's a waste of time to sit here worrying, I decided on the rightmost L and pulled it out. 5 letters remained in the word. There you go. And now, the first twilight is over. On to the second twilight. On the second twilight, those who remain shall tear apart the two who are close.
See, now I removed the leftmost, which then left a gap to move R to the right.
Yep. The D and R are close. What does it mean to tear them apart? Do I pull them out? But if I do, there will only be 3 letters left. By this point, I was able to make a good guess at what the gouge and kill lines meant. Gouge and kill probably means to turn the keys and take them out. In that case, the parts about going from head to leg must mean starting at the left and going right. If that's the case, there must be 5 characters left on the board. In other words, tear apart doesn't mean kill. If so, then we can read tear apart to mean putting a gap between the D and the R, but how? Once again, there are 2 ways to do it. I remove the D and move it to the left, or move the R and move to the right. After pondering this for some time, I realized that both choices were wrong. No, that's not right. I've had it wrong ever since I removed that L. A short while ago, I removed the right of the 2 L's. However, if I'd removed the left one, it would look like this. If you lined it up this way, it's easy to see the next step. The R gets shifted to the right. This way, all the letters are spread out evenly. This must be it. And this next part is another tough one. Praise my name. It's already clear that this is a word game. Those who remain shall praise my noble name. Just what are the remaining 5 letters supposed to do?
I wonder.
Probably change the...
Sorry.
You are so excited to continue.
I'm so excited.
Probably change their order to form a word. U-D-R-L-O. What should be done about these 5 letters? Praise my name. How can I get stuck after coming so far?
How could you?
How are these 5 letters supposed to praise a name? That man's name is Oshumir Kinzo. Is the U part of Oshumir? No, several letters don't match, and there aren't nearly enough letters to make Oshumir. One thing is certain, my name must refer to Kinzo. Then does the U stand for Oshumir after all? Like an initial? And what do the D, R, L, and O stand for? They can't mean Kinzo. The R and O stand for Kenjima? The master of Kenjima Kinzo, not nearly enough letters. This riddle left me totally confused. However, there are only 5 letters left. There can't be too many possible combinations of those letters. I could use process of elimination. Now, I think you did this as well. You started shuffling the letters around.
Yeah, I put them in alphabetical order, and then I turned them once, and it fit.
It was good. Thinking I'd play around with it, I pulled out the U. No 4 letters left. D, R, L, and O. My idea that the U stood for Oshumir was like a heavenly oracle. When I removed the U, I thought of making a word with the remaining 4 letters. D, R, L, and O. Those 4 letters spun around in my head, changing their orders and lashed upon a single English word that would serve to praise Kinzo. It's Lord. Lord!
Oof.
I had absolutely no basis for it. However, it was like a flash of inspiration. I quickly changed the letters around before that flash faded from my mind. Oh my god. Lordu. Fucking Lordu. It's such a meme. Lord. Lord! Lord you! Ushiramiya. Lord Ushiramiya. On the 4th trial, I'd gouged the head. Oh! It was a key, so it wouldn't have turned if it was the wrong one. But it did turn. I managed to gouge it. I gouged the first letter, the L, with a click, and then pulled it out. Next, the 5th twilight. Gouged the chest and kill. The O was gouged and killed and pulled out easily. Then the R. Next the D. And finally the U. What happens next, my dude?
A couple things spin around.
What is it? What is going to show us the way, my dude?
a couple of statues.
Yeah.
Couple of statues.
When I turned the key of the U, I could feel a resistance as though some device had been activated.
I'm so excited, oh my god. Like, I feel like there is basically 100% confirmation that I'm correct at this point, but it doesn't make it any less exciting to read through it.
Yeah. I waited for something to change, but nothing did. However, I had felt something happen. A secret door must have opened up somewhere around here. Waiting around won't accomplish anything. I've probably done everything I can here. All the letters in quadrillion have been removed. On the 9th twilight, the witch shall revive, and none shall be left alive. So this way is the witch. Have I revived? 10th twilight, at journey's end, you shall attain to the power of the Golden Land's treasures, once and for the last time. When I stepped down off the ladder and looked around, I immediately noticed a small change. That lion statue.
Yeah, boys!
At some point...
In case we hadn't mentioned it, the reason I know about it is because I have seen the PS3 background for this area.
Yeah, there's a lion statue. You were like, what if there's a statue of some sort? Can you show me the PS3 background? I was like, well... I don't know what to do at this point.
I believe the conversation went more along the lines of, like, man, I'd love to see some, like, other pictures of this place, and you said, like, oh, I have something to show you.
Yeah. Yeah. I have the PS3 sprites, or backgrounds. At some point, the lion statue in front of the chapel had turned to face a different direction. How did that work? Did Kinzo plan up this extravagant device back when he first started building on this island? I walked up to the lion statue and stared at it. Other than the fact that it was pointing a different direction, nothing had changed. In that case, the lion looking at something in particular now. I followed its line of sight and saw another lion statue, and that lion statue had also changed its direction. Interesting. So, follow the lion guideposts. As intricate as ever, I see, Kinzo. I wasn't complaining anymore. I felt a bit of respect and awe at Kinzo for setting up such an intricate device and having it go undiscovered for all these years.
It's not like you planted trees all around it and told no one to go near it.
There were lion statues standing like guardian deities at the entrance and the corners of the chapel. The direction they faced had changed, pointing around.
I do like the fact that they describe the lions as guardian deities with the idea that Leon is like the perfect child.
Pointing around to the back of the chapel. And there was something there.
Oh, this is new.
Some kind of path, some strange path. Oh. It was no longer a surprise. This was after the contraption with the letters. After being guided by the lion. So, when a gaping open secret passageway appeared, with stairs leading down to the darkness below, it wasn't surprising to me anymore. So, is this the entrance to the Golden Land, Kinzo?
I wasn't expecting it to be like a path of like multiple all the way to, you know, somewhere else.
Yeah.
I was expecting.
You thought it was gonna be like directly under the chapel, or in the chapel even.
Yeah, I put in my head like.
Because the way that you got here was like, maybe there's secret passages in the chapel.
Yeah, but before episode 5, I thought maybe like the staircase at the front would like fold away, or maybe like something on the inside would fold away.
It's not quite that intricate.
And then in episode 5, that kind of twisted me about for a little bit.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, it was revealed as it's somewhere like in the woods.
Oof, that was loud.
It's terrifying. Oh my god, this is it, my dude.
Here we go.
They're holding off on the reveal. Did you find it? Grandfather's gold. Yes. It took ages and ages, but I had reached the Golden Land.
According to the previous games, there was an underground VIP room there, along with 10 tons of gold, right?
Yes. After going down a rough stairway, there was a door at the end of a passage. Inside, it was beautifully furnished. A true VIP room.
And was the gold all you found there?
Yes, at the time. It would be a lie to say that I was not dizzied by the sight of all that gold stacked high. I hope we get it. I hope we get the and it's like the gold.
Uh-huh.
I hope so.
I'd like to imagine that the gold is like mounted in the ceiling.
There it is!
And when someone arrives there for the first time, it just all falls out and slams to the floor.
Yeah, definitely. Is this real? I lightly touched the pile of gold with my finger. It was hard and cold. I must have imagined that it would crumble like a sandcastle if I touched it. Now there could be no doubt. It certainly was a 10-ton pile of gold ingots.
Oh boy.
Considering the amount of gold I had just found, I figured I ought to be crying out in delight. I didn't really feel like laughing, but I thought it only good manners to do so in a situation like this, so I forced it out. Because of this, only a few feeble laughs slipped from my mouth. At that moment, even stronger than any delight was a feeling as though I'd entered a place I wasn't supposed to be. I couldn't think of what I should do next, now that the Epitaph's riddle had been completed. Then, I heard approaching footsteps. It was coming from the stairway I'd entered by. Someone was coming. Could it be Kinzo? If he finds out I've been in a place like this, will I get scolded harshly? Oh my god.
I actually don't know what's about to happen.
I just am thinking so hard that she's like, oh, it's Beatrice who's entering, and then she's just like, what if I get scolded by Genji? Like, it's so good. I thought about hiding and forgetting this ever happened, but my legs wouldn't move. I kept standing there, stunned, in front of the pile of gold, as the footsteps grew closer and closer. The door opened, and I saw who it was. It wasn't Kinzo. There he is.
Oh.
That's our man.
You
weren't expecting this?
I wasn't, no.
Yeah, well, here he is. You. Did you reach this place by your power alone? Indeed. For some time, Genji stared at Beato in silence, as though he was calculating something. Then, he slowly kept his hands together. He did it again, over and over. It took quite a long time before I realized that he was applauding me. The master has said that he will hand over the gold and the headship to the first person who solves the epitaph, and he believed that this person would be Beatrice. Beatrice? Me? This is fate. It is fate that brought you to this day. I didn't really understand what Genji was saying. Surely the shock of seeing the gold still had me paralyzed. Come this way. Okay. Genji opened a closet. Inside it was a torso, wearing a beautiful dress made of black cloth and golden stitching. When I saw it, I understood immediately. It was the witch's dress, the black dress worn by Beatrice in the portrait. Change into this. It is something you once wore. I've never worn a dress like this, however, I understood what Genji meant. This dress was one that Beatrice once wore, and the one who displays a miracle by solving the epitaph is Beatrice. By reaching this room, I succeeded the position of the real Beatrice, the one in the portrait. Why do I call myself Beatrice? Because the name of the Golden Witch who rules over Akenjima's night is Beatrice. That's right. I wasn't the real Beatrice. I was a different witch, stealing the name of the witch from Kinzo's delusions. And now, I have succeeded the real Beatrice. By solving the Epitaph's riddle, my resurrection will be complete. I was the one who decided on that rule. However, this really was a ceremony to resurrect Beatrice. In the past, I believed that I could create my own fate with my magic. How ironic that the one who could control magic at will would be guided by fate to this place. At that moment, I had no choice but to truly accept and believe in this word called fate. And after I put this on, you will go to the master. Ready yourself. Wait here. Okay. Master, it is Genji. After Genji knocked, the sound of the study's door unlocking could be heard. This was one of the EP2 credits.
Was it?
I believe. I think so. After a single glance telling me to wait, Genji entered alone. I cannot believe that this day has come. Fate can be such a strange thing. Kumasawa was with us too. I thought this dress, which didn't really suit me, would lead to a lot of jokes, but she didn't laugh at me at all. On the contrary, when she saw me, her expression had turned stern, as though a long-awaited day had finally come. My heart raced. Supposedly, anyone should have been able to solve the epitaph. there shouldn't be anything strange about me solving it. Genji and the others kept wearing serious expressions, and that, along with everything else, made this feel like some sort of grand ceremony. The suffocating silence continued. Eventually, the door opened and Genji peeked out.
What a fucking roller coaster this has been. I don't know what's happening anymore.
I know.
I was so in control and then I'm lost.
I know. Enter. Beatrice-sama. He was saying those words to me, but not to the person I had been until a short while ago. Go ahead, Beatrice-sama. Kumasawa also urged me forward with a respectful bow. Kinzo was probably waiting for me inside. What expression should I wear as I go in? How should I greet him? I don't have a clue. As the two of them motioned me forward, it was all I could do to avoid tripping over my dress as I walked. Kinzo-san, she is here. Kinzo was crouched on the ground, as though kneeling before the portrait of Beatrice. At Nanjo's words, he slowly turned, still crouching.
Oh.
Kinzo's eyes were already red with crying. When he saw me, he groaned with wonder.
Beatrice.
Had he even forgotten how to stand up? He crawled over to where I was, while crawling out to me with the name of the woman he had loved long ago. I was too stunned to move. Kinzo grabbed the hem of my dress, gripped it tightly, then curled up and sobbed.
Beatrice, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I knew how you felt, and yet I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me.
The words weren't directed at me. However, just standing here like this was all I needed to do. Kinzo's moment of atonement, the moment he had spent half of his life searching for, had finally come. A human's life is stained with sin, so humans seek forgiveness while they still live. However, in most cases, the person capable of granting such forgiveness is no longer on this earth. It was like that for Kinzo too. The one he sought no longer existed in this world. Instead, that forgiveness had been woven together by a miracle, and now, Kinzo had received it.
Oh, Beatrice, you need not forgive me. You need not say anything. I simply need to apologize to you, just once. Oh.
Kinzo kept grasping the dress's hem and sobbing. The sins of humans are not forgiven from without. Forgiveness is found through regret and repentance. I want to believe that some sin, some fault of his, has been forgiven thanks to the way I look. Kinzo's sobbing gradually ceased, and he slowly looked up at me and rose. He looked unsteady. Nanjo rushed forward to support him.
So, I see that you are alive. I'm glad.
This time, those words weren't directed through me, but at me. I hesitated, unsure how I should respond. I beg your forgiveness for keeping this a secret from you all of this time.
No matter. I do not fault you, Genji. Considering the sin that I committed, every day until now has been necessary for my atonement.
However, there can be no doubt that today's miracle is a true one. By her own power, without anyone's help, she solved the epitaph before anyone else.
Well done, solving such a difficult epitaph.
Thanks.
Indeed. Your voice resembles your mother's. Even your face reminds me of that mother and daughter. There can be no doubt that Beatrice's blood flows through your veins.
Yes! The traces of the Lady of Cordon and her youth are right there. Does my face look like someone else's? Beatrice-sama, please forgive me for keeping this a secret, even from you. Your parents are Beatrice-sama and the Master. What? It's true. Until now, you have been raised as a child without parents. However, your true father is the Master, and your true mother is Beatrice-sama. Is that, really? Yes. You truly are a descendant of Beatrice-sama. Such a strange fate. Really possible. I've dreamed about it. Dreamed about what it would be like to live, to be the Golden Witch Beatrice. But that dream had been mine alone. I dreamed that if I solved the epitaph and carried out its ceremony, I would revive as the true Beatrice, so is it okay to believe that since I've solved it, Beatrice really has revived. I truly carry Beatrice's blood.
Yes, there is no doubt of that whatsoever.
It must have been hard for you to live until this day without knowing a parent's affection. And yet, look at how wonderfully you've grown.
So, you all knew about me. Genji, Kumasawa, and even Nanjo nodded wordlessly. Now that I think about it, there might have been lots of hints. I've always felt as though there was something special about me. Genji and especially Kumasawa always treated me very kindly. Then, does that mean this day is a promised day, which would eventually have come no matter what? I don't understand anything anymore. It's all a miracle from God. I promise fate that has led me to this day.
Beatrice. No. Leon. There it is.
There it is. There it is. Oh my god.
That is the name I wanted to give you.
It is your true name.
Leon, I will now return to you everything that Beatrice gave me. I return to you the gold as well as the everything of the Ashiramiya family, which is created by it.
Kinzo stuck out a hand that looked like a rotting tree. On his finger was a ring of the one-winged eagle crest, the symbol of the Ashiramiya family head. He pulled it off, grasped it tightly, and then held it out to me. I didn't know what to do. Slowly, as they were being drawn forward, I held out my hands, palms up. After pressing his fists against my cupped hands, Kinzo slowly opened his hands and let the ring drop.
Leon, my child, all the ways your fate has been toyed with until today were caused by my sins. Please, forgive me. You will now inherit my ring. You are the new Ashiramiya family head. All of that gold belongs to you. I ask that you use it as you please, and hope that it will be enough to heal some small part of the pain you have suffered. A trifling amount of gold may be nothing in comparison with the sin I have committed. Even so, it should be enough to bring you some comfort.
Thank you.
Leon, I have one final request.
What is that?
Could you call me?
Sorry, what did you say?
Would you call me father? I understand why you're not able to. I have not been a father to you in any way. Furthermore, you have been raised without knowing anything about a father. I realize that it's not a name you can call me by, and I realize I have no right to ask this of you. Even with that in mind, please, if I could just hear that, I would have no further regrets.
After being asked like that, could I possibly have refused? Even if I am his child, I truly cannot acknowledge him as my father. So, it felt very strange to say it. And yet, I decided that saying it was the right thing to do. Only God can truly forgive sins, but, though it may be temporary, people can be saved by the forgiveness of others.
Yes?
Father. That awkward word made Kinzo laugh. Drops of silver fell from both of his eyes. At that moment, the shadow that had covered his face was wiped away.
Thank you, Leon, my child. And Beatrice as well. Thank you for this last chance to ask for forgiveness. Of course, I don't believe that I have been forgiven by this alone. I shall atone for the rest as I burn in the fires of hell. I, Ashiramiya Kinzo, have no more regrets in this life. None at all. No regrets or matters left unfinished.
What a meme of a man. Looking up to the heavens, Kinzo spread his arms as though facing an applauding audience, laughing at the top of his lungs. It was the final pleasure known only by those who had been released from all regrets of this world. Kinzo's laugh weakened, and when it disappeared, he dropped to his knees, like a puppet with its strings cut, and slowly fell to the ground. I should say, I remember where this song is from. It's from the first credit sequence of episode 1, when we're getting the first game board.
Oh. I don't think it's the same track, but it's the same theme.
It's certainly very similar, if not the same track, but yeah.
Master!
Dr. Nanjo.
Yes! Though their master had fallen, they walked up to him slowly. They already knew, Kinzo's soul had already burned itself out. After checking Kinzo's pulse, Nando shook his head and stood back up.
It was a peaceful death. I don't think he had any regrets at all.
It may be that the master died long before now. It was only his magic and tenacity that kept him here for so long. And he finally had a chance to apologize to Beatrice-sama for everything, and finished everything he had to do.
Please, rest in peace. I believe that you have redeemed yourself.
Father, that was the one-night reunion between me and my father, and also our final farewell. Oh boy.
This gold all belongs to you now. If you wish to exchange it for money, I can arrange for that. I hear it's worth 20 billion yen! Miron, any of your dreams in this world can be granted with money.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. It must be tough to think of what to do with this much money when it suddenly comes your way.
There is nothing I desire among the things money can buy, so for the present, I would like to leave this here. Of course, I'm glad I have a lot of money. However, money can't heal the pain in my heart. I just want him to come back.
As you wish. Then it shall be left here. Also, take this key.
What is this?
It is a key to the underground VIP room. If you use this, you won't need to use that entrance contraption.
She was the only one who knew the answer to the Epitaph's riddle, and the only key to this place was now hers. At this point, she truly was the master of this golden VIP room.
You are already the master of Akenjima. You have the right to know all of this island's secrets. We should talk about Kuadorian too.
That's the mansion your mother lived in. I'm sure you've heard rumors about it.
Kuadorian?
There are two mansions on this island, one at either end. One is the mansion we know well. The other is a hidden mansion known as Kuadorian.
Oops.
Below this island are the remains of a military base built during the war. The master used that to travel between the two ends of the island.
There is an underground path in the back of this room, and if you follow it, you will reach the basement of Kuadorian on the other end of this island. That is a secret mansion which only the master knew of. Of course, that mansion is also now belongs to the new head.
So, to have actually gotten to Kuadorian in previous games, they had to go through the back of the gold room.
Yep.
Which is very interesting for episode 4.
Absolutely. Like, we're being held in this weird tunnel and they're in Kuadorian, and yep, people know about it.
Here's the mansion your mother lived in. It will probably be worth taking a trip over there sometime.
My mother? I've lived alone my whole life. The only person I've ever felt like calling mother is Kumasawa-san, who always helped me out. So, there's a mansion where a mother I've never met nor seen lived. Who exactly am I?
Ask any questions you wish. You now deserve to know everything.
Right now, I'm feeling very confused. I don't even know where I should start asking questions, but I'm sure I'll think of plenty of things to ask about. When I do, please tell me.
As you wish.
Also, being treated so respectfully like that is a bit uncomfortable. I'd be happy if you could talk to me the same way you've always done.
If that is what you wish, then I will do so.
Oh, that's easier for me too.
Well now, what will we do now, Genji-san? Kinzo-san is dead. I will tell Kraus-sama and Madame that he has passed away. Then, we must tell them that Leon-sama is the official successor to the headship. After all, from this point forth, you are the Oshumiya family head.
Me as the head? Isn't Kraus-sama the successor?
The one who solves the Epitaph's riddle is the successor. There exists a will specifying this much. The Master's final order was that you were to inherit everything.
Please wait. I appreciate the sentiment, but I can't do the job of being the successor, and I can't accept such a big responsibility. I think it would be better for Kraus-sama to inherit that role.
Are you certain?
Today, I have learned who I am. Everyone knows about their parents, but I didn't since the time of my birth. And here today, I finally learned the truth. That alone is enough for me. If I suddenly became the Ushumi family head, how would Krasama react? How angry would Madame be? I don't want to become the head if it means making them feel like that. Today I learned who I am. Who gave birth to me, how and when. These are the things I want to learn from them as time goes by. That alone is enough. I am Leon, and I am the Golden Witch, Beatrice. Knowing that is enough for me. I don't plan on calling myself the head. Krasama can take that job.
Is that your order as the Ushumi family head?
Yes.
As you wish, Master. Then I will make it so.
And please, don't tell anyone about what happened tonight. I want to stay me. There's nothing I want to do with the Ushumi headship or the gold. I want to wait, here on this island as I have done in the past. I want everything to be exactly the same as it was. That's my only wish.
As you wish, Master. Everything that has happened tonight will not go beyond those present here. Kumasawa, Dr. Nanjo, that is the wish of the new head. If that's what you want, I have no objections. Kinzo-san's will entrusted everything to you. If this is what you want to do, none of us will complain.
You say exactly the same as it was, but do you really mean exactly the same? With no differences at all?
Yes. We'll keep this a secret. This place and the gold will be sealed away. If I need money, I'll ask you about it then. It's enough for me.
As you wish. The device leading to this place and the key both belong to you. All of us swear to keep the events of this night secret. Krasama will be the successor, but in my heart, you will be the only true successor.
Shout out to every discussion we had in EP1 about Genji and who he serves.
Yeah, right.
Ah, it's so perfect.
Oh my god.
As you have ordered, we'll behave the same way we always have, but please order us whenever it suits you. You are my only master.
Thank you very much. A vast mountain of gold and the ring of the Ushumi family head. The dress of the portrait Beatrice, and I became the true Beatrice, the Golden Witch. Right here, in my very own Golden Land. If I think about it, not much has actually changed. After all, I've always been the Golden Witch. I've just had a few more people acknowledge that. November 29th, the day I became a true witch. Shout out to episode 3!
1129.
I know! Ah!
Oh.
I know! Oh my god, my poor heart. So yeah, the chain of events here. This is when they became a witch, and that's the code in episode 3. Battler's birthday and Beatrice's birthday. That's so perfect. It's so perfect.
Ryukishi.
I know. But yeah, that happens. And then obviously Leon? Seo? Unclear. Yasu? Unclear.
Let's go with Leon.
Yeah, this person, this soon-to-be culprit, declares that Krasama is to be the successor. And then, of course, when we get to Krasama, I believe with Ken and Shannon in the room, so
yes,
Leon is in the room at the time, they say, no, we are covering this up. I really want to reread that scene, because I don't feel like, even on the reread, I fully appreciate the gravity of that scene. With, you know, the culprit, Leon, we'll say Leon saying, yes, Krasama is the successor now. By my authority is the head. And then Kraus says, no, let's keep this a secret. Like, it's just lies upon lies. It's ridiculous. It spirals. And this is what I mean when I talked about Higurashi and how it, like, I was so done with the friendship motif, and then Higurashi made me care about the friendship motif again. As you're saying, if you just told someone this is insane. The intricacies of this stuff was insane, but Ryukishi, like, fucking ties it together so well. It's beautiful.
It's almost far-fetched how well it ties together.
I
but
know.
We're kind of getting back to the whole thing where that's just Chekhov's gun.
But it makes sense.
Yeah.
The problem is that, like, even if you would, like, if you write this down, like, if I just told you the answer to Umineko, you'd be like, that is insane. But the way that Ryukishi sets it up is so perfectly. Oh, I love this man. Anyway, become a witch. Here's Claire. It's a happy time. Oh, I have one yet many. I am the Golden Witch, Beatrice. The true ruler of Rekenjima, and the possessor of endless gold. And yet, I am in no way complete. I await the return of the one person I love. Woo! Chapter
I don't
end.
have much to say.
I know.
Like, that was all you, and I'm glad it was, because,
I really enjoyed that. There are some scenes where, like, voicing every character is a bit of a chore, trying to jump between them, but, like, that felt perfect. That entire scene, like, I felt it in my soul. I don't know. I don't know if you have anything else to say. It was beautiful. Beautiful scene. We're coming up on the end of episode 7, I believe, so...
Oh my god.
See y'all in the next one.
Holy crap.
For more emotions. Oh my god, don't even look.